So what are your thoughts about maintaining a glimmer of hope? Because everyone here, I think, have said, I'm tired. I'm ready for this pandemic to be over. What is the glimmer of hope for you? Because you wake up every morning and the news may not be great, but the glimmer of hope is 75% of the people on your campus are vaccinated. We know that more Black and brown folks are getting vaccinations that are saving lives. Data shows that without question. What gives you a glimmer of hope daily, weekly, monthly, in the midst of a global pandemic that has highlighted inequities in housing, education, healthcare, police brutality, all these things? What gives you hope? I ask very long questions. I apologize.
Really just thinking about like the future in general and what it can hold, like seeing myself graduate from college, getting accepted into med school, like seeing my little sister graduate, just different like positive things, like buying my first house eventually, just positive milestones in my life that I know one day I want to reach. Just looking towards those things and how I'm striving to get there instead of focusing on the little downfalls now just kind of helps me keep pushing forward.
All right, Dr. Ray.
I think one of the things that like kind of gives me hope and keeps me going in times like this is definitely thinking about like all the younger people that are behind me, that I do a lot of the stuff that I do for. So whether it be like underclassmen at my university that I got to be in leadership positions for, or my younger brother who's about to graduate high school and go to college, and the stuff that I do to make sure he can like accomplish his goals, or whether it be like my really younger cousins that can't quite get vaccinated yet, that we have to make sure, you know, we're washing our hands, we're taking all these preventative measures to prevent them from getting the disease. Just kind of like stuff like that is what gives me hope and like keeps me going. So yeah.
All right, Gen Z. All right, seasoned saints on the left side. What gives you hope or optimism in the midst of just so much that we continue to see and hear every day?
Yeah, that's actually a really important question. I think that we probably need to ask ourselves more now. And I mean, I would say the first thing is these two Gen Z folks sitting to my right, you know, seeing people like you and knowing that there are, you know, folks like you that are coming up to be future physicians, future leaders that have your insight around these issues. That gives me a lot of hope. I would also say, you know, behind us, the community, you know, we broadly as a country are very resilient, and we as the Black community, in many ways, we've had to be, but we're also very, very resilient. And I anticipate that same pursuit of you know, of our freedom and our right to live and be healthy and happy, and the resiliency associated with that will continue and persist as well. So that gives me a lot of hope as well. And I see that reflected today. You look out here, and I've seen that in the Durham community and some of the work that I've done as well. So,
in other words, we're gonna be all right. All right. Any final words that you want to share? We'll let the Gen Z. I'm not gonna insert all my stuff. Any final words that you want to share? This is a platform for us to hear from you. As I said at the beginning of this panel, like, particularly what we've seen on the news is, you know, the kids are back in school, oh, they're back at home. They're doing hybrid, they're doing this. Is there anything else in terms of giving your voice in the midst of a pandemic that we all are hopeful, well, we all know will be ending very soon? Any final words you want to share before you drop the mic?
I would definitely say, like, just keep going. Like, things definitely seem uncertain right now, but eventually we'll get back to some point of normalcy or a new normal, and just find something that keeps you happy and keeps you sane through all of this, and you'll get through it.
I wouldn't be a good alpha if I didn't mention voting. I believe a voteless people is a hopeless people. November is coming up, and even though this isn't like a midterm year or a presidential election year, there are always elections going on. There are always elections in your local community. So tap in with that, find out who's going up for election and like whose local leadership you can change. Because in many points in your life, your local leadership is the most influential. And so get out there, make sure you register to vote, register your neighbor to vote, and make sure you go out there and educate yourself on who's running for office.
The future looks very bright.